Welcome to a world where history breathes again, where forgotten legends walk and ancient voices speak once more. This is not just another history channel. This is where stories rise from the mist of Vietnam's sacred rivers to the echoes of Rome's empire, from the warriors of B1E1CH1B1NG to the wisdom of Aristotle, from the Trung sisters' cry of freedom to the clash of medieval kings. Here, every tale is more than a date or a name. It's a beating heart, a battle cry, a whisper from the past, and it still shapes who we are today. We dive deep into untold truths, hidden heroes, and epic struggles that forged nations. With cinematic storytelling, age-narrated visuals, and immersive narration, we bring the past alive like never before. So whether you're here to learn, to remember, or simply to wonder, join us. Subscribe now, and step into the story where history becomes legend.
In the heart of ancient Vietnam, where mist rolled over rivers and temples whispered stories of fate, one child was born to shape an entire era. From humble beginnings beneath the Bodhi tree to the golden halls of Thang Long, this is the legend of Lai Tai, to the founder of the Lai dynasty and the father of a golden age. He was not born into power. He was chosen by destiny. With the wisdom of a monk and the courage of a warrior, Lai Tai transformed a war-torn land into a thriving kingdom. A place of peace, vision, and spiritual strength. Join us as we walk through 5 chapters of legacy, from a stormy childhood to the rise of a dynasty that shaped Vietnam's future. Lead with compassion, rule with vision, serve your people well. This is the story of the boy who became king and the king who became legend. Lai Tai, to the legend of the founder of the Lai dynasty. Part I. Life and stormy childhood. In the year 974, on a misty night in Co Phap village, a baby's cry echoed under the ancient Bodhi tree near a small temple. That child was Lai Kong Yuan, who would one day become Emperor Lai Tai, founder of the glorious Lai dynasty. His mother, Pham Thien Nga, held him tightly in her arms, trembling. The identity of his father remains a mystery. Later, when Lai Kong Yuan rose to power, the unknown man was honored posthumously as Hien Con Vuong. At the end of the 10th century, Dai Co Viet was in chaos. The Dinh dynasty had collapsed, and the new Thanh La dynasty was still unstable. Lai Kong Yuan's early years unfolded inside a peaceful but humble Buddhist temple. At the age of 3, he was entrusted to monk Lai Con Van at Co Phap Pagoda. There, the boy showed unusual intelligence, bright eyes, and a calm, handsome presence. Monk Con Van treated him like a son. Each day, he taught him sutras, rituals, and the art of writing. The boy played beneath the Bodhi tree, chanting sutras and gently striking the wooden fish drum. His spirit and intellect were molded by Buddhist teachings. By the age of 6, Lai Kong Yuan was sent to Luke to Pagoda to study under Zen master Van Han, a highly respected monk in the Kin Bac region. Van Han immediately sensed something extraordinary in the boy. One moonlit night, while the child was sleeping next to a Buddha statue, the monk noticed a soft halo glowing around his face. The sight startled him. He whispered to himself, "This child is not ordinary. One day he will rise to guide the world." The prophecy echoed through the sacred halls of Luke to Pagoda, planting within the young boy a quiet belief in his destiny. Under Van Han's guidance, Lai Kong Yuan studied Buddhism by day and ancient military texts by night. He dreamed of battles, governance, and peace. Van Han became more than a teacher. He was a spiritual father who shaped his heart and inspired a deep will to serve others. The boy grew into a man with a calm, compassionate soul, yet within him burned a fierce desire to uplift his country. That desire would one day set the stage for a new era in Vietnamese history. Part II. Rising through the imperial court. As Lai Kong Yuan matured, he left the temple walls and entered the bustling life of the capital. With wisdom beyond his years, he quickly gained respect within the royal court. He began as a palace guard, but his calm demeanor, strategic mind, and deep knowledge impressed even the highest officials. Soon, he rose through the ranks not through ambition, but through honor and quiet strength. "Let the best man lead, not the loudest," one minister whispered. And many looked to Lai Kong Yuan. Throughout the court, he was known for his fairness. He judged disputes wisely and avoided political games. He remained close to Monk Van Han, who guided him through the treacherous world of politics with calm advice and spiritual insight. The country needed more than warriors, it needed visionaries, and Lai Kong Yuan had both the sword and the soul to lead. But storms were still on the horizon. The Thanh La court was divided. Power struggles brewed behind palace doors. In 1005, Emperor Lahon died and chaos followed. Crown princes fought each other. Blood was spilled in secret. The people whispered of fate and of Lai Kong Yuan. In this storm he remained still, observing, waiting. He served loyally under Emperor Lalong Din though the emperor was cruel and unfit, yet even the most ruthless rulers cannot stop time. In 1009, Emperor Lalong Din died. The royal court, weary of corruption, looked to Lai Kong Yuan with hope. Let this man of wisdom and peace lead our land. And so began the final turn of fate toward the throne and toward history. Part III, the dawn of a new dynasty. In the early spring of 1010, Lai Kong Yuan was officially proclaimed emperor. He took the regal name Lai Tai-tu. The temple boy had become a king. But he did not claim the throne out of greed or ambition. He saw it as a calling to restore peace, to uplift the land, and to fulfill the hopes of generations past. "This is not my throne alone," he said. "It belongs to all who long for peace." His first act as emperor was bold and visionary. He issued an edict to move the capital from Hoalu, a mountain fortress, to Daila, a broad and prosperous plain along the Red River. Why? Because Daila was open, fertile, and central. It symbolized a future of growth and harmony, not just defense. On the journey to Daila, something remarkable happened. Legend says a golden dragon appeared, rising above the Red River. The people saw it as a divine sign. And so, Lai Tai-tu renamed the city Thang Long, meaning soaring dragon. It would become Hanoi, the heart of Vietnam, for centuries to come. In Thang Long, Lai Tai-tu built not just palaces but schools, temples, and roads. He encouraged learning, farming, and the arts. He invited monks and scholars, bringing Buddhist wisdom into governance. The country began to flourish. A golden age had begun. And it all started with a boy under a bodhi tree who became the father of Adina's part, IV, ruling with compassion and vision. Lai Tai-tu ruled not with iron but with grace. He held regular audiences with peasants and monks alike, hearing their concerns with patience and care. "A ruler must listen more than he speaks," he once said. He enforced just laws and worked to root out corruption. His court became known not for luxury, but for its sense of duty. He often walked the streets of Thang Long in plain robes, speaking with villagers, watching the markets, learning what the people truly needed. Buddhism continued to guide his policies. He supported temple construction, sponsored education for the poor, and promoted compassion as the foundation of governance. But Lai Tai-tu also knew peace was fragile. He strengthened the military, restructured provincial rule, and sent loyal governors to regions prone to rebellion. His balance of kindness and discipline created stability across the land. Foreign envoys praised Dai Co Viet for its order and beauty. The people, once weary of war, began to hope again. Farms yielded more, schools taught better, and the name of Lai Tai-tu was spoken with reverence. He is not only a king, they said, he is the heart of the people. Part V, legacy and final days. As years passed, Lai Tai-tu's legacy deepened. He continued to govern with wisdom, always seeking harmony. He promoted merit over birthright, allowing capable individuals to rise regardless of their origins. His reforms shaped the foundation of a stable, centralized government. He remained humble, never forgetting his monastic roots. Even as emperor, he meditated, practiced simplicity, and honored the monks who shaped him. In 1028, after 19 years on the throne, Lai Tai-tu passed away peacefully. His death was mourned across the kingdom. Temples rang their bells. Villagers lit incense, scholars wept. He gave us peace, he gave us a future. His son Lai Tai-tong succeeded him, continuing the dynasty with the same values. Today the name Lai Tai-tu lives on in statues, in stories, and in the heart of Hanoi. And in every whisper of wind through the bodhi leaves one can still hear, "Lead with compassion, rule with vision, serve your people well." A monk student became a king. A child of faith became the father of a golden age. That is the legend of Lai Tai-tu. It was a story of heart, of belief, of humility, and of service. From the quiet temple in Ko Phap to the imperial capital of Thang Long, every step he took was guided by a vision of peace and justice. He left behind more than a dynasty. He left behind a way of leading with wisdom, with kindness, and with clarity. As the bells echo across Hanoi and the golden dragon soars in legend, we remember him not just as a ruler, but as a light in history. Thank you for joining this journey through time. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more legendary tales from Vietnam and beyond. Until next time, keep the stories alive.